Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm going to do a review on one of the albums of 2018, and that's right, my child, that will be Portal Ion. Now, I wouldn't have listened to this album if it weren't for Anthony Fantano giving it a 9, so shout out to Anthony Fantano once again. And yeah, Portal Ion. Like, I am not familiar with death metal or super, extreme thrash metal music. So far, I kind of enjoy Death, Symbolic, Autopsy, a little bit Cannibal Corpse, but, you know, I'm not digging it too much. But yeah, Portal is an Australian extreme avant-garde technical death metal band that has been experimenting with a lot of music, with a lot of sounds and textures, and their music is always raw, intense, but also dizzying, disorienting, and it also has an artistic touch to it. And what also fascinates me a lot is how they perform live, and the costumes they wear. It's just very hideous, but in a really ambiguous and frightening way. So, yeah. Now, when it comes to me, I'm no expert in death metal. Not yet, at least, okay? And I'm not digging death metal that much. I'm not a super death metal head. And, I don't think this album is good for it. You won't play this album when you're feeling relaxed. Oh, hey, let's play Portal Ion. You won't play this album in a party like you're partying and wait, guess what to play? Portal Ion. No, you don't play these albums in these occasions because this album is a sonic experience that blows your eardrums out and just makes you so frightened and scared. Your soul is just going away and you're gonna catch it back. And yeah, it's not an easy album to digest. I listened to it like 5 times, 6 times in order to actually, start to dig deep and recognize the song patterns. And yeah, it is a hell of an experience. It is. But yeah, I do enjoy this album, not for its catchiness or its melody, because it doesn't really have it. I enjoy this album because of the experience, the sonic experience it provides, the sound quality, the texture, the feelings, the vibes you get from listening to this album. And yeah, this album also has very vivid and bright instrumentations with really quick-paced, fast-paced, rapid pummeling drums and these really dynamic up and down guitars that just drones around and around. I am just really impressed with the instrumentation, and overall the album just feels so frightening and horrifying. It's like a very gross and gruesome R18 rated horror movie. It's like Lars von Trier in its most dirtiest and most explicit and the most brutal. And I also love this album for its freakiness, its quirkiness, and it's how do I say it? How it pays attention to every detail of every tracks. And yeah, I also like the sound play, the weird noises, the mix of ambient and noise and different sound effects in this album. It really impresses me. And also, this album is also very tight and relatively short. It is the duration is 37 minutes. Keep it short, because when a death metal album is too long, you just get so tired and you're thinking about why the hell are you listening. So yeah, keeping it short, keeping it tight. The flow is really nice, really smooth from start to end. Intense, raw, and on the edge of my seat. And the album starts off with Nth, which is basically just an intro of the album that's really moody, atmospheric, and dystopian. And then it goes into Esp Ion Age, which is basically espionage, but the word ion is separated out because this album is ion, and I like it. Espion Age has a really insane start with its crazy doodly guitars, and yeah, this song has a lot of dynamic, has a lot of variety to it, and the vocals are just so howly and ghoulish. And then we have Freaks, which is one of the best death metal singles of the year so far. I just really love the banging drums and the different little phases and sections of the song that features different sound patterns. And what I really like about the track Freaks is the guitars. Sometimes there's this there's these really, small sections of sounds where the drums are gone and you only hear the guitars, and the guitars just go, it's so dissonant, it's so disorienting, and it also reminds me the sounds of winds. And then we have Chrome, which I really love because the intro of the song is really dystopian and moody, and it's so industrial and dark. It's so empty, and something's gonna get you from behind. And then just craziness continues to happen with these electric swooshes that just goes round and round. And yeah, it just feels really special. It feels like the track is trying to communicate to the listeners. The Revolt of Volts is also a really good song. But yeah, not a song. It's a track. And yeah, this track is the only track where I can hear clearly Revolt of Volts. And the drum work on this track is amazing. There's these sections of sounds where again the guitars are gone and all you hear are these ambient noises and these drums that has no rhythm whatsoever. It's just super fast paced drums that just goes faster and faster and faster. Now it took me a lot of time to actually dig these kind of fast paced music, and what I appreciate about these drums, these rhythmless drums, is that it kind of reminds me of a drum roll, a drum roll before like the winner is announced. And this drum roll is like it's preparing us for the insanity and the the tension, the explosion that's about to come, and I just love it. The drums are just building up the tension, building up the suspense. The track Spores is also one of the most abrasive and aggressive and dirty and loud and muddy tracks on the album. Again, not songs. These aren't songs. These are tracks. Oh my gosh. But man, Spores is just so muddy and dirty, and it's just it sounds like it is filtered through something and it is played through somewhere, and it's just so obscured and muddy. And the song Fathom features these banging, clanging drums and percussions that just goes in and in. And the last track, Old Guard, is, oh wow, I love this song, this track. I love this track, Old Guard, with ease at the end of Olden Guard, and it features these dark ambient sounds at the back that just feel so you just feels its presence, its really ominous presence. And the ending is so good. It sounds like it stopped and then we hear this vinyl record skipping, cracking sound, like it's just going in circles, and then we hear these very distorted human moans and distorted sounds of other music, and it's just so dystopian, it's so ominous, and it just feels like I have just gone through a hell of an experience once again. My least favorite track on this album is probably Husk, because it's just not as creative, not as dynamic. Not that it's bad, but it's just what you would expect. And Husk and Espion Age sounds like the same, pretty much. But overall, this album really provides a raw and intense experience that can hardly be forgotten. And I also really love the quality of the sounds and the textures. And yeah, this album is electrifying. You know, when I'm listening to the album, I'm just imagining like the whole town of people just standing right here and going, oh, because it is what the album sounds like. Just everyone and their souls just sucking away by these loud, ominous, loud, large, ominous, loud music. And man, it is intense. But again, I won't listen to this song when I'm relaxed or in a party or anything. But it's really well produced and well written, and a solid album, real solid. The worst is Husk, and the best is Freaks. I'm giving Portal Ion an 8 out of 10. So, have you listened to Portal Ion from 1 to 10? How much would you rate it? Like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more.